Dance movement therapy is really about looking at all of the nonverbal communication that happens and that is housed in our bodies, which is really much more than any verbal communication we experience. We don't even learn to talk for the first few years if we're on that typical development track. And yet our bodies are talking. We're speaking our needs or they're being neglected. We cry, we scream, we express ourselves in so many ways beyond language. And yet, when we have formal language, the rest kind of goes out the window, right? The body becomes secondary. So for me, dance movement therapy is using body, it's using body awareness, it's using movement, it's using aspects of dance, mindful, bodyful presence in order to regulate, in order to integrate, in order to be able to express ourselves more fully so that ideally we can change these habits that are maladaptive, ultimately allowing us to recover, right? Or to move through places of hardship and challenge. For me, I've noticed that my sweet spot is really bringing people into awareness of how their body is moving and takes up space so that we can start to repattern and challenge the way we move so that ultimately we change the way we think. Thoughts lead to movement, but what a lot of us don't recognize is that movement and sensation leads to those thoughts, and our emotions are embodied, right? It's not just about changing the thought to change the behavior, but we want to change the movement that changes the thought, that then changes the behavior, that then changes the movement, right? It's like this big cycle that will often look like talking, verbal processing, and I will invite in opportunity for us to validate, acknowledge the movement patterns and habits that are present, and then allow us to interrupt them, right? So sometimes that looks like having someone, I don't want to say act out in terms of drama, but embody their story, right? So you can either do it verbally and through movement, or maybe we just do it through movement alone. Show me what you're experiencing if words were not present. And then we can do it once or twice, kind of ingraining that movement habit or pattern, that story into our body. And then someone can say, okay, this is what I'm experiencing. This is where it gets really, really anxious or depressing or overwhelming for whatever reason. And we can literally move through it differently. So, instead of taking this path, I walk to the side, I step back, I lower my shoulders, I pause, and I take a breath. So in real time, we're learning to use the body to support the emotional overwhelm that we're experiencing. Once we get started, it's so incredibly validating for my clients to have a witness, because for many of them, this is the first time that they're really being seen for who they truly are.
This is Lynn Fraser. Join us for the 2024 Radical Recovery Summit, January 12th to 21st. RadicalRecoverySummit.com.